Hey, welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get rid of ads and make your screen customizable on an Android TV device. If you want to see the written version of this video, you can find a link to my website in the video description. Now, I'm utilizing an Nvidia Shield, and after tax here in Canada, it's almost $300. I'm using the Pro version, so I can have a Plex server connected to it. I don't appreciate that there are ads at the top. You see this huge banner, and sometimes I'll even see ridiculous ads for like McDonald's and other services. I don't care. Also, you'll have advertisements for TV shows and movies down here that are recommended, they have to pay for. I just don't want this garbage. Also, I noticed that ever since these interface changes have happened over the last few months and years, the interface and the overall responsiveness of the Shield is just slower. And what's more annoying is that some of these ads will autoplay. If you just simply hover above them, they'll autoplay. You have to turn that functionality off. So I just don't want this anymore. So how do we get this cleaned up and getting back control of a media player that you paid a lot of money for? Whether it be a Chromecast or an Nvidia Shield like in my situation. There are a bunch of videos on YouTube where folks go through the system settings menu, disable a whole bunch of Google Play services and the apps and the settings menu and whatnot. The reason I don't do it in this video and my channel is because despite me loving tinkering, there's a few problems with this. Disabling a whole bunch of those services could cause the media player that you're using to stop working properly. Paid a lot of money for it, I want it to work properly. The other problem is if the media player happens to reboot, maybe a power cycle or whatever, or it updates, it could reactivate those services, or even worse, it could prevent updates from being downloaded in the first place, which means you have security vulnerabilities. So that's not what you're gonna find in this video, look somewhere else. The method that we're gonna use is just using a custom home launcher, okay? I was looking for a FOSS alternative, free open source software, and I found one called F-Launcher. It was great, minimalistic, super fast, very responsive. The problem is if you kept pressing the home button or the back button repeatedly, eventually you go back to the main home screen, and my kids use it sometimes and they repeatedly press the back button quickly in succession when trying to exit an app, and it was inconvenient. So what I found was something called Productivity Launcher. I'll put a link to that in the video description, and this is what you get. So here it comes in Productivity Launcher. It's not an open source, but it's a custom home launcher. It's super responsive, very minimalistic, and you can add as many rows or as little as you want. You can add a favorite section here at the top banner, and then of course I have a regular banner for the other apps that are installed. Then you can rearrange it and move it around. You can remove apps, you can change the sizes and whatnot. There's a whole bunch of settings available. You can customize the wallpaper. It's clean, minimalistic, and works fast. You can customize it, which is great. The other beautiful thing about this app is that if you press the back button, nothing happens. I keep repeatedly pressing it, nothing's happening. It'll try to go to the home screen, the screensaver mode, but I disabled that functionality. You kind of saw it flashed and went back here. And if I press the home button, it doesn't go back to stock Android launcher. If I keep pressing it repeatedly, you can see I even activated the multitasking view to prove that it cannot go back home to the stock launcher, which is exactly what I want. These are all available in the system settings menu of the launcher itself. You kind of have to play with it, truth be told. So if you go to here, Productivity Launcher. So we'll go through some settings really quickly just to kind of show you how good this is. Some key things I'll cover really quickly. For example, if you go to General, you want to make sure that Override Current Launcher is checked. So basically it says that it intercepts calls to the current launcher, which is the home, and it kind of overrides the stock one, which is good. Appearance, you can customize the cards, the preview sizes, wallpaper, the source of the wallpaper, blah, 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 blah. Power, basically what kind of custom commands do you want to activate when the device boots up? I put nothing. I can have it that it resumes on standby, so Productivity Launcher will launch when I power up my device. Parental control, so you can prevent kids from customizing the home screen and kind of fiddling with things. And you can set a protection time, so within that time window they can't do anything. Remote control, as you can see here, basically you can activate screensaver mode or not, or disable it completely. Accessibility service is one where all the power is, in my opinion. I noticed that this is what I had to use in order to prevent the home button from going to stock launcher. By default, at the top, you can't go up from this menu. It was set to no. In order to change that, I had to go to Show Accessibility Settings and go to Yes. They get a prompt saying that, hey, you can't do that. What are you trying to do here? You have to go to the main system settings menu of Android itself. So you go to Android settings, then go down to Device Preferences, then scroll all the way down to Accessibility, and then I went all the way down to Productivity Launcher. It should be there, and I had to flip this to Enable. And then when I went back here, I just turned this on as a precautionary method. I enabled this one, and now when I press the home button, it never goes back to stock launcher. That's how you get control and power back over your Android TV device, especially if you're running an Nvidia Shield Pro like I am, which is expensive. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, it literally helps my channel grow. Also, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, I have to make this on my own time, so maybe consider hitting the super thanks button, which is that kind of heart icon below this video. And that's pretty much a wrap.